Shalom Aleichem and Beruchim Habayim. Moshe Lagnado here speaking under the auspices of Kollel, Baruch Ahavat Israel in Southern California and Sha'rei Tziyon in Brooklyn, New York. This week we will be reading the Parshat Shelach. There we are told about Bnei Israel preparation to enter into the Holy Land. They wanted to send spies, and God agreed, send spies. They sent 12 spies, one spy from each of the different tribes. They came back with a very negative report. Only 2 spies came back with a positive report, Joshua and Caleb. But the people did not listen to those 2. They listened to the 10, and they cried all night. And the words of the spies rang in their heads. It is a land which eats its inhabitants. We were like grasshoppers in the eyes of the inhabitants of Canaan. They cried that night. But Moses also cried and begged God not to destroy the nation, because God was willing and ready to destroy the nation. But through Moses' intervention, they were saved. But the next morning, as Moses spoke to the people said, or some of the people said, "No, let us continue. Let us go up. Let us conquer the land." And they went up to the mount, and Moses said, "It is not the right time. God has not commanded it. We have forfeited our chances for the time being." My friends, it is to me so strange that 12 hours ago, Bnei Israel were crying. They had no emunah. Seemingly, they lost faith. And all of a sudden, 12 hours later, they regained that great trait that the Jewish people have, faith in God. My friends, I would like to give you a little bit of an answer that no. Am Yisrael always believes in God. We are a nation of believers. What sometimes is forgotten, sometimes is lost, our faith in ourselves. We don't realize who we are and what we are and how great we could be. And when the people heard from the spies that it was the land which eats its inhabitants, it was correct, but not the Jewish inhabitants. Those inhabitants which were immoral, those inhabitants which went against the word of God. But those inhabitants which would be called the children of Israel, they were higher. The land would embrace them. They were not grasshoppers. They were giants of men. Maybe physically, the Canaanites were bigger. The armies were stronger. But spiritually, Am Yisrael were heads and shoulders above all of them. When they realized that, and they regained their perspective and realized who they were, and they not only had faith in God, but they had faith in themselves, that they could do it. They could follow the dictates of the Torah. They could live a life of purity and holiness in the Holy Land. Then they were ready to conquer. But now God said, you forfeited your chance. Now you must travel this desert for 40 years till you learn your lesson well. My friends, yes, we must have faith in God. That is of premier importance. But we also have to have faith in ourselves, that we can do it. We can accomplish spiritually and physically. With God with us, we have to believe in ourselves. My friends, when our faith in God is complete and our faith in ourselves, then we can all anticipate the redemption very quickly. Shabbat Shalom.